Do you like to be in close combat and still having minions out to do most of the work for you? Then the new in-house monk is the class for you. Alright, so let's go over the gear now. We have the in-house mantra set. We need the 6 pieces so that we can use as a ring slot in the cube a convention of elements, but we'll get to that later. Then we have these boots. These boots are very important because that allows us to have double the amount of mystic allies granted by the 6 set bonus of in-house mantra. Basically doubling the damage. Then as the shoulders we'll take the Lefebvre Soliloquy. Kind of a weird name, but there you have it. This is pretty much important for damage reduction. Then we'll take as a braces, we'll take the Bindings of the Lesser Gods, because that increases our damage substantially whenever we do a Cyclone Strike, which is one of our main attacks in this build. Then for rings, I chose Restrain and Focus, but you could actually also go for either one of the rings Unity, and then the other one, the Compass Rose, together with the Traveler's Pledge. And then as a necklace I chose Ouroboros, simply because that's one of the best necklaces I have currently. Legendary gems, we'll go for Bane of the Trapped, which is pretty much a favorite of basically all classes as far as I know. We'll go for the Esoteric Alteration for a substantial damage reduction, and I chose to go for Enforcer, but you can also go for Bane of the Stricken. As skills we'll take Way of the 100 Fists as our primary. This is used mainly for triggering the effect of Focus and Restraint. As a Spirit Spender we'll take Cyclone Strike coupled with the Implosion Rune. This ability groups up mobs nicely and allows us to burst them down easily, putting them in reach of our mystic allies. Dashing Strike is my favorite mobility skill in the game, allowing you to teleport throughout the map. Inner Sanctuary with the Forbidden Palace Rune. Use this ability whenever there's a good amount of monsters on top of you to reduce incoming damage and increase the damage they take. With Mystic Ally it's not necessary to select the rune at all because of the set bonus from in-house mantra. Use this skill whenever you need to burst down tougher enemies like elites, champions and or rift guardians. And we'll use the Epiphany with Desert Shroud to reduce incoming damage by 50% and also increase spirit regeneration and giving us the ability to teleport to targets. Then as passive skills I chose to go for Determination. Each enemy within 12 yards increases your damage by 4% up to a maximum of 20%. Then I chose Unity. It says here each ally affected by your mantras increases your damage by 5%, but that also counts for your follower and it also counts for your mystic allies, so that's another 20%. Then I chose Beacon of Itar, simply because it reduces cooldowns. And then lastly I chose Harmony, increasing our resistances quite substantially. Now let's go over the Paragon points. In core, as usual, we'll go for movement speed maxed first and then put all the points in dexterity. On offense, it's firstly cooldown reduction, then critical hit damage, then critical hit chance, and then attack speed. On defense, we'll go for resist all first, life second, armor third, and life regeneration as the last option. And then on utility, we'll go for area damage first, life on hit second, resource cost reduction third, and lastly gold find. Alright, let's go to the cube. In here I have as a weapon slot the Furnace. As an armor slot I have the Tesker and Theo. And as a ring slot I have the Convention of Elements. Now I should say that this is not optimal for higher grade rifts. In fact, if you want to do higher grade rifts you should ideally use the Fist of Asturesk. And then as an armor slot you should take Gungdo Gear. And then as a ring, Convention of Elements would be good, but also Unity. And I would also recommend changing out Inner Sanctuary for actually Exploding Palm. And then I would go for Impending Doom. But this is all if you want to do greater rifts efficiently. Right now this is the current equipment that I have and that I've been lucky enough to find. It's basically just for Torment. So yeah, if you really want to like push it to the max, I would recommend those items. Now the playstyle of this build is one of my favorites. You just use Dashing Strike to jump into groups of enemies and then Cyclone Strike to just gather them all up. And then use either the primary attack and the secondary attack interchangeably to keep focus and restraint up and nuke enemies down. You can use the ability of Mystic Ally to nuke elites, champions and or Rift Guardians down faster, and simply use Desert Shroud whenever there's a huge pile of enemies on top of you, and use Desert Shroud whenever you need some extra defense. If you want to see more class guides, just check out my playlist and you'll find more videos there. Thanks for watching!
Ability is not yet recharged. I must wait to use that ability.